So the other day, Kyle sent me a link to this Reddit article that says, what common thing screams I make poor financial choices? And I just had to go in here and take a look at some of these comments, and I wanted to share them with you because I honestly can't believe that some people actually operate their lives like this. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. And I gotta say, a lot of these comments on Reddit definitely don't scream debt free. So let's hop into this Reddit article. I'm gonna show you exactly what's going on. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, let's see here. My cousin who has declared bankruptcy multiple times always seems to have a new car. Why is it that so many people, like, how do you even get a new car if you've declared bankruptcy? Like, when they pull a credit check on you before they finance the car, assuming they finance the car. On this next one. I still think back to those days when credit card companies had booths at colleges that gave out free t-shirts to those who applied for new credit cards. We didn't even know what APR meant. Yeah, this is a real thing because when I was on campus walking around and they had all those tables out, it was like free t-shirt. Everybody just wanted a free t-shirt. They didn't care if you signed up for anything or not. Also, this next comment here, my boyfriend in college got a Discover card. We were living together to save on rent, and I offhandedly said, hey, have you paid your credit card bill yet? He said, no, I don't have to. The first 6 months are no interest. I had to explain to him that 6 months no interest did not mean 6 months of no payments at all. If you get a credit card, you absolutely have to understand how credit works before you sign up for it. This is a classic case of just not being educated on how credit cards work. And I'm not saying the boyfriend is dumb or anything like that, but I mean, yeah, you gotta know that stuff, guys. This is just 101, and I wish they would teach how to use things like credit cards in high school before we even get to college, so that we have an understanding of how these tools can work for us, not against us. Oh, expensive clothes complaining about a lack of money. 100%, I have seen this all the time, especially with millennials, because we like fashion, we like to look nice. That Lululemon, going to Nordstrom's, like buying all of the things and then saying that you don't have enough money to pay off your debt. It's like, I know why you can't pay off your debt, because all of your money is wrapped into those expensive clothes. So, damn, that's a shame. That's a shame. I kind of look at that and I just think it's priorities. And I don't think, you know, if you have expensive clothes and you're complaining about a lack of money, I don't know if you, like, are you actually aware that it's habits like that, buying expensive clothes, that's keeping you from building this life of abundance? Or do you just not really want to change your spending habits? Having a really nice car that you can't afford to put gas into. I don't know anybody who's like that, but yeah, that sucks. Or that you can't afford to maintain, so you don't. Yeah, lots of car comments on this. Like, here's another one. I'm a real estate agent and I work leads with my lender. We met this lady about 4 months ago who had bad credit and low income. We helped her identify what she needed to do to get better credit, and she said she may get more money soon. We follow up last week. She got a new higher paying job, but when he ran her credit, he saw she just purchased a $64,000 car. He told her things look better income wise, but the car payments take up pretty much all of your debt to income ratio. She said, I just can't win. I gotta get to work somehow. Oh my God. What is going on? I feel like a lot of times people just want to upgrade their ride and they let their car like handle their life and make their choices for them because they bought too much car. Like, really, I'm I'm one of those people that when I buy a car, I expect to drive it for at least 10 years. And I feel like there are other people who want to upgrade their ride like every 3 years to the latest model, much like people with iPhones. Now, don't get me wrong, I have an iPhone and I love it. But it's the same thing where you get on these plans with your cell phone carrier and then they want to lease out the phone to you, and then every 18 months you're upgrading to the latest and greatest iPhone because you always want to have the nicest, newest thing. And I'm wondering if that mentality means that you aren't actually content with what you have now. Wait a second. Getting into a new hobby, and by week 2 you have all the latest and greatest professional grade gear. I knew a guy who definitely acted and spent money in this way. Like, would really get into a hobby like fly fishing and then wanted to have all of the gear towards fly fishing, even though he had only gone fly fishing maybe a handful of times throughout the year. Or then he really got into camping. Even though he didn't really camp a whole lot, he had to get the latest hiking backpack, boots, hat, watch, hammock, sleeping bag, the whole 9 yards. And then he ended up only going camping just a handful of times. So don't let those hobbies get you. Wow. Yeah, the dangers of having both ADHD and disposable income. Yes. Let me know in the comments below, have you ever gotten into a new hobby and then felt like you had to spend a lot of money to get like all the accessories for it? Let me know. I'm trying to think if I've done that. I mean, definitely with scrapbooking can get kind of expensive because you want all the nice paper, really nice glue, all the little decals and stickers and the lettering. That stuff can add up. Okay, what else is in here? Getting into debt to pay for a wedding, only to divorce after 6 months together. That's sad. I read a post on here one day suggesting it's better to save on the wedding and splurge on a honeymoon, and that made so much sense. I'm not married, but that's what I would do. Yeah, a wedding is one day, right? You spend all this time, months and months and months, planning for a wedding, and it really just boils down to one day, and then, you know, the one weekend where you are entertaining friends and family, doing a rehearsal dinner, doing the wedding, and then you're done. And so to get in debt for that one day is just, that hurts, because then you've got to be paying that back for months and months and months sometimes. Now, weddings can be super expensive. I know when Kyle and I were paying for our wedding in cash, we tried to DIY our wedding as much as possible. We still spent over $20,000 on our wedding. Now, granted, we had some help from both of our parents. Our parents both donated some money, but also we were fronting most of the costs and trying to make sure that we didn't go into debt for a wedding, especially because both of us had recently become debt-free right before we got married. But to think about, you know, these $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 weddings and going into debt for that, that's just starting your marriage off on the wrong foot. Then you and your new husband in this new life are going to be riddled with this debt that you basically started your life on. It's just ridiculous. Rent-a-center. Oh boy. So someone says, I did an INA install for a woman who just got a new laptop from a rent-to-own. She was so happy with the deal. She excitedly said she got it for $100 per month for 36 months. I was like, ma'am, I just bought a laptop for $400 from Future Shop. Now, I don't know what Future Shop is, but $100 a month for 36 months is $3,600. Let's check mental math. That's not a good deal at all. In fact, you could get, like this guy was saying, you could get a $400 laptop. I've seen $400 laptops brand new at Costco that you can outright own. If this woman had just waited 4 months and saved $100 for 4 months, she could have gotten a brand new laptop from Costco and walked out without having to pay any interest at all, and you're done. I agree, rent-a-centers are crap. I mean, the rent-to-own type stuff, you're paying interest on that. You get roped into it. What does this say? Okay, down here, this next comment. Exactly. But these mother would not stop calling me afterwards for years, trying to get me to renew or just selling random shit. I'd ask them to remove me from their customer list or whatever. The sales associate would say okay, then I'd get the same exact call next month. These people are just as bad as collectors. One time when I asked someone, she just said, I don't know how to do that. I eventually moved to the other side of the country and told them that, and they finally stopped. Edit, I forgot the dumbest part. They wouldn't just keep my credit card on file, so they called me 9 a.m. on the weekends once a month to pay. Yeah, they're just as bad as collectors. I would not ever consider rent-a-sitter. I've always had the mentality of, if I can't afford brand new, I'm going on Facebook Marketplace and looking for something nice that I can just outright own. In fact, that's what we did with our sectional sofa. It's a huge L-shaped couch. Brand new, this thing was like $1,700 on Living Spaces, but I found the exact same one on Facebook Marketplace for $500. Done. I don't have to think about anything else. I don't have to make these deals. I don't have to pay interest. It's just done. All right, last one. Let's pick something good. I don't know that it's all that common, but my bank account has been telling me I make poor financial decisions since at least 2019. Feel this on a spiritual level. If you make a deposit, you can move it to a section to save. Thanks, Wells Fargo. But I must eat. I think I'm doing pretty well for myself. The bank says my debt is outstanding. I'm kind of a big deal. This is hilarious. Yeah, your bank account, if you haven't looked at it in a while, that's definitely going to tell you if you make poor financial choices or very smart financial choices. If you just take a look through your credit card statement, through your bank account, then that's going to tell you exactly what's going on in that little noggin of yours and figuring out how you're making either really bad or really great financial choices. Okay, so those are some pretty crazy stories on how people have made poor financial choices. Everybody's done it. You make mistakes. It's important that you learn from those mistakes so that you can move forward. Have you made any of these poor financial choices? Let me know in the comments below. If I had to pick one of my poor financial choices, I think signing up for private student loans with Sallie Mae was a poor financial choice, and also signing up for an extra loan with my university's foundation. Like, I knew that I could actually work and just cash flow the tuition, but I chose not to my senior year because I wanted to have fun. And the loan was only something like $1,500, but still, come on. I could have figured out some scholarships or something else, some grant money to cover that small amount of money instead of taking out a loan. Yeah, that hurts. Hope you enjoyed those reactions. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in my next video.